everyone, doing well, I hope. Today, and by request, we're going to have a look at how to play one of the heaviest tracks Thin Lizzy ever recorded, Cold Sweat, from the band's final and heaviest album, Thunder and Lightning, from 1983. Now, aside from an absolute killer riff that runs throughout this one, it has an absolute scorcher of a guitar solo from one Mr. John Sykes, a guitarist that I've yet to feature in any way on my channel. Well, that changes today because we're going to have a look at how to play this one in its entirety, including that amazing guitar solo. So get your fingers limbered up and ready to fly, because the solo in this one is really bloody quick. We'll ease you into it, however, with the main riff and other assorted rhythm parts throughout the track before digging into that absolutely ripping solo by John Sykes. So let's begin, shall we? But first, let's close in here a little bit on the fretboard. All right, let's have a look at this one. Cold Sweat by John Sykes and Thin Lizzy. We are in standard tuning for this one, and this is such an awesome riff. It's pretty simple. It's just 3 chords. F sharp, all power chords. F sharp, A, and a B power chord. 3-finger power chords. Now, we're going to start on the F sharp power chord, but we're going to start with our index off of the 2nd fret to the open A. And we're going to keep these fingers on the 4s here planted the whole time. So it's all downstrokes, this entire riff. You're going to start with the open A, and then you're going to hammer into the power chord from the open E, not the open A. And then when you go into the power chord, you're going to hit it one more time, off, and then back on again. And then hit it one more time, all on the downstrokes. Down to an A power chord, and then before you go to B, you're going to hit a very quick palm muted open A. And then drop into the B power chord. That's the first half of the riff. Now the second half starts the same way, but you're going to reverse it. Instead of going A to B, you're going to go from the F sharp down to the B power chord, hit it twice, and then off to A. And that's basically the riff repeated. Now you're going to repeat that riff 6 times, twice during the intro, twice when the band joins, and then twice during the first verse. After the 3rd time you repeat that riff, you're going to grab a pinch harmonic, and he's going to do this a number of times throughout the song. 4th fret of the G string, give it a full step bend with some vibrato, and really give it a good pinch harmonic, and that leads us up to the middle between the 1st and 2nd verse. So you repeat this riff 6 times, but the sixth time when you're going to B, you're just going to hang on that F sharp instead, and then you're going to go into this little lick which separates the 1st verse from the 2nd verse before going back into the riff for the 2nd verse. And that little lick is 5, all palm muted, all downstrokes, 5, 4 of the A, 7, 5 of the E. And then you're going to go 7, 5, 4, 2 of the A string. And then drop right back into the riff again. Now, don't make the same mistake I made when I first learned this one, because it's an easy mistake to make. That note, that B note there that you go down, 5, 4, or 7, 5, 4, 2. I was going up here and grabbing it there because it fits there, you know, right there. But it's really, really bloody difficult to get right back into the F sharp power chord with your pinky on the 7, because you got to get back into that power chord almost immediately. And when you get down to the 2 there, you can just drop right into it. But if you go up there to the 7 of the low E string, it's a real quick shift to get back into that power chord. So I suggest going back to the 2. So you can drop right into the F sharp power chord. And then you're going to repeat the riff again throughout the second verse. And again, the second time you're repeating the verse, instead of going B to A, you're going to go back into that lick again. And then we're into the very short chorus. Now, just before the chorus, instead of going to B this time, because we're going to drop into a C or a D power chord, instead of going to the B note there, we're going to go off to an open A. And then drop into a D power chord, up to an E power chord, and then back to the main riff. And this is the chorus. It's very short. All he's saying is cold, cold sweat. And then we're back into the riff again. Repeated 4 times, or 6 times, I think. I think you repeat it again twice, and then there's 2 more verses, and then there's another chorus. So again, we go back into cold, cold. And here's where the solo comes in. And we're going to get to the solo, but I'm going to show you the outro rhythm parts first. Now, coming out of the solo, we go back into the main riff again. We go back into another chorus, you know. Cold, cold. But instead, this time, instead of going back to the main riff again, we're going to go back into that lick again from the E power chord. And then we're going to drop into an F power chord and just let it ring. Now, there's 2 guitar parts going on here. One is just doing this, F, down to A, up to B, up to D, up to E, back to F, back to A, on to B, up to D, up to E. Now, the other guitar is doing this. Repeatedly, I don't know, like 12 times. Grabbing the 4th fret of the G, releasing it off to 2, and then 4, 2 of the D, and then we're going to go chromatically 4, 3, 2, open of the A. And then 2, 4 of the A, and then move up to the 2 of the low E. And then you just keep repeating that. Grab a little pinch harmonic, sounds even better. And at the very end of the song, we're going to go back into this riff again, going to the C note, but this time we're going to repeat it twice. And then we're going to finally drop into an F power chord and let it ring at the very end of the song. And then the very final little thing is just a little hammer on from the open E into the F power chord. Song over. And that, my friends, is how you play Cold Sweat by John Sykes and Thin Lizzy. Now, solo. This is a crazy ass solo. I'm going to run through it at a bit of a relaxed pace, and then we'll dig into how to play it. Let's loosen up my arm a little bit here. that's pretty much a solo. A few little mistakes in there, but it's a tough solo. So this opening of this solo, you're doing these pull-offs from 5 to 2 to open on the E string and the B string. You're going to do 2 on the E, 1 on the B, and then you're going to repeat it. And then one final one, think of it as like a group of 3. The first group is 2 on the E, 1 on the B. And the second group is exactly the same. The third one is just 1 on the E and 1 on the B. So that's the pattern, 2 and 1. Got it? And you're going to repeat that twice. And that's the pattern. Then you're going to move it up 2 places. And this is really goddamn fast. I can't play it fast enough to tell you the honest to God truth. Along with the backing track, I can't get the very last one in. But you know, if you get it close, it still sounds good. But it's so bloody fast. And that's still not fast enough, I don't think. And so you're going to move it up 2 places, and then you're going to move it up to the 5s and the 9s. And that's a bit of a stretch, and you're going to play the exact same pattern. 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. Got it? So let's do it slowly from here. And now we're going to start ascending. That's the first little 4 little pull-offs for the ascension here. So now we're on the 11 and the 8, and you're just going to do 1 on each string, E and then B. Move it up, move it up, move it up. Chromatically, 1 fret at a time, 4 times. And now we're just going to go on the B string, and the same thing. We're going to move it up 1 fret at a time. Kind of like that. But it's all done very quickly. Got it? And then we're going to jump onto the 19th fret of the high E and give it a 2-step bend. Real big bend here. And then we're going to go into a scale run. In the F sharp Dorian, actually, but so we're starting right out of that bend. Those are the first 2 notes, 17 off to 16, and then you're going to jump back up here to the 19 and start doing the little 4-note scale pattern. Those are the first 4 notes. Just going 19, 17, 16, 14. And then you just start doing the descending scale run from the previous note. And when you get to the end, you're going to go back and forth from the 14 of the G up to the 16 of the D, and then back to the 14 to finish the scale run. So that's the scale run. One more time, nice and slow. now we're going to jump on to the 17th fret of the B string and give it a 2.5 step bend. You got to get it up to that note. Right there. So it's a 2.5 step bend. And then you're going to go and it's right up the F sharp minor scale. So we're going 17, 15 to 14, then a little trill between 14 and 15, up to 16, back to 14, and then 16, 14 of the G, and then you're going to do a very, very quick little descending chromatic from 16, 15, 14 of the D, and then the same on the A string to finish on the 14 of the A. Those chromatics are very quick. Kind of like that. Bounce it off to the 12 to finish up the lick, and then on to the 14 of the low E. And now we're going to finish with this. Slide into the 12 of the A, 14, bend, release off 12, and then back onto 14. And that's the first half of the solo. So let's run through that at a fairly relaxed pace here. Now we shift keys. Now we jump up to the G sharp here. So we're shifting keys into G sharp, and then we're going into this very traditional blues lick here. And we're on the, what are we on there? The 18th fret of the G, and then 16 and 19 of the B. So this lick that you should know. You know, bending the G string and then on 16 on to 19. You know, the blues lick there, but very quickly. And you're going to do that for like a 12 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And then we're going to finish it up kind of on the last count on the 16s and 18s. And we're going to finish on the 18, and then we're going to start doing these little triplets. So we're going to start with a little triplet on the 18 of the D, and then we're going to back it up to the 16, 15 of the G. And then now we're on the 17, 16 of the B, and then 19, 18 of the high E. Very quick, like tremolo picked almost. Actually, I said it was triplets. I think just tremolo pick it. Kind of like that. And now we're going to grab the 16, 19. We're going to start doing these little pull-offs from 19 to 18 to 16, and we're just going to keep moving them all the way down the neck. And then finally you can drop the middle finger out of the equation and just start going down with your, your ring finger and your index. Kind of like that, it's very loose. He's not really hitting any notes. He's just going chromatically, fret by fret, all the way down the neck. And then finally you can drop the middle finger out of the equation and just start using two fingers. So from here, And then he's going to do a couple of little slides up and down the neck before going into the tapping section that ends the solo. So then, the tapping section. So, tapping. We're tapping on the 14 of the B string, and then we're pulling it off. We're pulling it off to the 7 of the B, and then hammering onto the 10. And you're going to repeat that 8 times. And now we're going to move our index up to the 15. Tap that 8 times. So, but these fingers are staying in the same position, 7 and 10. Now we're going to shift down to the 5s and 9s of the B and tap on the 12. 8 times. Now move it up to the 14 for 8 more. Now we're going to shift back 2 positions. Now we're on the 3s and 7s and tapping on the 12. No, tapping on the 10. Move it up to 12. Now we're going to move back to the 2s and 5s and tapping on the 9. He doesn't complete the tapping section there. He goes into a big slide before going back into the riff. So that's the tapping section. Let's run through it one more time. 7 and 10 on the B, tapping on the 14, 8 times. Starting with a tap. Move it up. Now back to the 5s and 9s, tapping on the 12. Move it up to 14. Now back to the 3s and 7s, tapping on the 10. Move it up to 12. Now we're on the 2s and 5s, tapping on the 9s. God damn, it's hard to talk to do this at the same time. But that's the tapping section. And that, my friends, is how you play that one, solo and all. And great bloody song that. I love that song, one of my favorite Thin Lizzy songs. I certainly hope that helped you out. Were you looking to learn this classic Thin Lizzy track? And if it did, you know, please drop me a subscribe and hit that like button and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload something new. That would be fantastic. All these little things that help my channel to grow. And you guys take care of yourselves. Hope you're well out there in your little guitar corner of the world, wherever that may be. And have fun with that one. That is a good workout for your fingers. And take care of yourselves. We'll see you next time. Cheers.